Jen has been scrambling. She doesn't know what to do. People saying she feels humiliated. She feels betrayed. We have more information on why Ben is actually pulling the plug, and it might have something to do with what his doctor said, but that's a different video. Jen feels humiliated. Jen does the thing she wants to do best. What is that? Whenever to get over someone, sometimes she gets under someone, baby. Get it how you live it. However, Jen loves to circle the block, and many people are saying that while she is crumbling, she really wants that old thing back. They're saying J-Lo wants to be friends again with A-Rod. She wants that old thing back. Unfortunately, and this is after she found out that Michael Bloomberg agrees to join Mark and Alec Rodriguez's ownership group. He literally now owns part of the Mets. He's doing all this stuff. Let's not forget Alex Rodriguez is the one that invested in J-Lo Beauty. He's the one that did the concept, helped her with the concept for DeLola Liquor, all this stuff. He got her to perform at the inauguration. He got her the Super Bowl performance. Alex Rodriguez, even though he was a cheater, poured into Jennifer, unlike Ben, who only takes from her and only makes a fool of her. Okay. Even Michael Bloomberg is joining Rodriguez and his business partner, the prospective Minnesota Timberwolves ownership group of Mark Lore and Alex Rodriguez. He's even part owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Listen, he's about to make a big come up. J-Lo sees that. She wants part of the shine, and she thinks being on Alex's arm again will completely silence any of the naysayers, the criticism, or even the people just laughing at what happened with her and Ben. However, according to In Touch, they said Alex Rodriguez is loving the Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck marriage drama. He has resentment toward her. Now, before we get into that, let me tell you what I think this resentment is. Now, here's the thing. I can't really blame J-Lo for leaving Alex Rodriguez. By all reports, it looked like he was cheating on her, and cheating on her with D-list reality stars while they're in the house in the pandemic and doing all this stuff. But I will say this, Alex Rodriguez never said J-Lo was too much. They had shared culture. He celebrated her. He wanted her to be bigger and bigger and bigger. On top of that, Alex Rodriguez was super tight to J-Lo's kids. And J-Lo was saying she loved this girls and being super mom and super tight. Even though Alex was cheating, and I understand that, the way J-Lo not only ghosted Alex, but ghosted his girls too, J-Lo cut off all contact with those girls. They had lived together during the pandemic. J-Lo's kids and A-Rod's daughters were super tight. She cut all contact off. I think at one point they said the only contact they ever had is she either posted happy birthday on social media or sent them an email saying happy birthday. And that's it. And that was somebody telling you, acting like they was like your mom and I love you and family. To the point of when when J-Lo broke up with Alex, J-Lo's kids were begging her, according to reports, to get back with Alex. I'm not saying she should have gotten back because no one deserves to be cheated on. I am saying, look at that and look at the difference of the way Ben Affleck treats Jen. Look at the way even Ben Affleck treats Jen's kids. Now, I know Jen put that happy Father's Day post, but you got to remember, even when all the stuff about Ben divorcing, all he's talking about is what's right for his children. J-Lo is still showing up at recitals, being there with Samuel, doing this, doing that. Anyway, get this. Alex Rodriguez was left in pieces when J-Lo dumped him like a hot potato for Ben Affleck. So he's understandably getting a thrill over the fact that they've now crashed and burned in less than 2 years. And remember when Alex was begging J-Lo to come back? Again, he cheated though. And I'm sure that shows you're just a big cheater. Alex fell apart when J-Lo ran off with Ben. He felt like she tossed him out with the trash when she got a better offer from Ben, and it did a huge number on him. He went from planning a wedding to watching her marry someone else in what felt like the blink of an eye. It was the worst year of his life, and to make things 10 times worse, J-Lo didn't have an ounce of empathy for him. She flaunted her romance with Ben every chance she got. She also cut off his girls. Now, J-Lo and A-Rod began dating in the beginning of 2017, got engaged 2 years later. However, by April 2021, they called off the engagement. She was photographed spending time with Ben shortly after the news of the breakup was confirmed. I will say also this about Ben, and y'all know I don't got nothing nice to say about Ben. Jen doesn't even realize the ego move that Ben did, because it wasn't just about being with J-Lo. It was about taking Alex Rodriguez's girl. The Bennifer reunion was years in the making, as the two had previously been engaged in early 2000s. Ben dumped her for the same reasons, got sick of her, used every excuse. He felt embarrassed by Jen. They tied the night in July. So she left Alex April 2021. She got married to Ben just a year later. Mind you, Ben tried to call off the wedding, but she ended up eloping with him in Vegas. And then he got an attitude during the honeymoon and left.
Jennifer Lopez's career has recently come under scrutiny, with rumors tying her name to unfolding controversies in Hollywood. At the center of this buzz is Sean Diddy Combs, whose past actions and associations have drawn significant attention. Allegations about events from years ago, involving some of the entertainment industry's biggest names, are resurfacing. Sources claim these controversies stem from behind-the-scenes dealings that highlight issues of power and influence in Hollywood.
This is a lot of pressure. You have her number?
Yes, but I don't have my phone. Let's see if she picks up. She's so busy.
Oh, forget it. Forget it.
So I want to hear your side of how you met.
Describe it as the luckiest day of my life. I was having a lunch with 2 women from my office. Well, anyway, someone taps me on the shoulder, and I turn around. I do not recognize this person. And it's Jennifer. And it took me about 4 or 5 seconds, and she says, "It's Jennifer. It's Jennifer." I go, "Oh my God, Jennifer, you look beautiful." We basically had a small chit chat, and she says, "Well, you have my number, reach out." And I went home that night, and I reached out.
Among the swirling rumors, one particularly intriguing claim suggests the existence of recordings involving various high-profile individuals. While their exact content remains unverified, insiders allege they could reveal unexpected connections between fame, ambition, and personal choices.
However, In Touch exclusive reported that in May, the couple was headed for a divorce, with the Oscar winner having already moved out of their shared home. Now, I reported at first that they were headed for divorce, but who cares, right? In Touch did leak that he had moved out of the house. To see Jen getting some of the karma for her actions is pretty sweet, even if A-Rod wouldn't admit that publicly. His friends all know he's been waiting for things with her and Ben to crash and burn. The former professional baseball star has moved on to Jacqueline Cordero. He's probably cheating on her too, whom he started dating in October 2022. The insider says he's beyond happy in his new relationship and doesn't want J-Lo back. Do you believe that? I believe that he has a huge ego and he'll never take her back. But I don't know about him not wanting J-Lo back. I actually think that he really, really liked J-Lo. But he feels like he dodged a bullet by not marrying J-Lo. That doesn't mean he's not going to enjoy watching this train wreck. He still harbors a lot of resentment towards J-Lo and feels more than justified in it. Since reports of trouble in Ben and Jen's marriage first surfaced, the two have been putting on a united front publicly. However, their outings together have all been at events for their children. No, strike that, for Ben's children. I haven't seen him go anywhere for J-Lo's kids. Ben was not by Jen's side at the Met Gala or the premiere for her movie Atlas in May. You guys, listen. What y'all think about this? I will say one thing. I do honestly feel like I understand what A-Rod's feeling, even though A-Rod, the reason she left you is because you couldn't keep your rod where it belongs. But this is it. But when you look at people that poured into you, I look like, outside of the cheating, of course, and I know you can't separate that because that's why J-Lo left. That's the way a man that loves you and cares about you, that's what they do. They invest in you. They actually like the way you are. You're not too much. You're not flamboyant. You're never embarrassed. After her Super Bowl performance and that J-Lo documentary about the Super Bowl, A-Rod stood by her side proudly, said, "This is my woman. Y'all can talk all y'all want." That's the type of man anybody needs. It doesn't matter what everybody else thinks you are. The person's with you should be like thankful that they get to walk on the ground that you walk. That's real love. And Ben, like we've been saying a lot, has...
These speculations have brought a spotlight on Jennifer Lopez due to her past association with Diddy during the early stages of her career. Legal and industry experts have started discussing the implications of such controversies, though no official confirmations or conclusions have been reached.
This with a grain of salt. It's just a report, but this is what's being reported. So basically, the reports are like Jennifer Lopez and Ben, they're in a rough situation right now. A lot of people think that they're divorcing or breaking up and it's not going to work out. Well, guess what? Now there's a bunch of speculation that Jennifer Lopez and her ex, Alex Rodriguez, might be getting back together. An alleged friend of Jennifer Lopez told Daily Mail he was always her best match. I don't think cheating is a deal breaker for her anymore. I think she won't announce a split until she has someone else lined up. I guess like another friend or whatever said they were matched in terms of the lifestyle, the looks, the grooming, the private jets, and all the rest of it. They were great together. They were a good match. And then they said we would not be surprised if her and Alex got back together again. It was a long-term relationship and their families got really close. They were blended. So pretty much allegedly, right, Jennifer Lopez's close friends, and close friends means they know her, you know what I'm saying? Not no paparazzi camera BS, like they know this woman. And they're allegedly saying that they think her and her ex Alex Rodriguez are gonna get back together.
The rumors raise questions about how interconnected Hollywood's elite may be, drawing on stories of parties, private dealings, and complex relationships. Adding fuel to the fire are comments from outspoken figures like Jaguar Wright, who has made claims about the entertainment industry's culture.
Rod saying he's sitting there watching popcorn and this divorce, eating popcorn, watching your divorce, thinking it's your karma. Y'all, Mark Anthony has chimed in, and baby, he don't got nothing nice to say to Jennifer Lopez either. I will say one thing. Jennifer, her little movie Atlas, yes, I watched it. It was laughably bad, but it had a point. Her searching for love. When is Jennifer Lopez going to realize that Ben Affleck is the weakest link? Ben Affleck was sent to destroy her. I don't know what demons he got going on, but baby, they keep leaking into your life. Mark Anthony has actually spoken out, and they are saying that Mark Anthony is hoping that him and Jennifer Lopez can get back to where they were when she was with Alex Rodriguez. Y'all, listen. If you guys don't know, I've always talked about this. Jen was with Alex Rodriguez. Alex Rodriguez, Mark Anthony, and J-Lo were all happily co-parenting. As a matter of fact, Alex Rodriguez's daughters were so in love with Jen. They looked at her as a second mother. It was a lot. We'll talk about that in a minute. But more importantly, maybe because it's all shared culture, Mark liked and respected A-Rod, and he gave them their blessing to get married. Mark Anthony was also very, very, very involved in their child's life. All of a sudden, she got with Ben Affleck. As a matter of fact, even before Ben, she would do Father's Day posts for Mark Anthony and for A-Rod because they were all co-parenting. Ben got involved. People are saying that he didn't want J-Lo around Mark Anthony. Maybe she felt threatened. I don't know, right? Felt insecure. I don't know. Jennifer then moved away. She broke up with what's his name? With A-Rod in 2021. She was married by 2022, not even a year. She upped and moved across town, literally ghosted A-Rod's daughters that looked at her as a second mother. She admitted this in interviews, but also she did a weird thing where in order to honor Ben for Father's Day, she kept Mark Anthony completely out of the Father's Day posts. She looked at it as like, these are my kids. I have them more. If you guys don't know, Mark Anthony's new wife and mother of his youngest child wanted there to be court or supervised visits so that all the kids could at least know each other over the summer and they would know who their siblings were. J-Lo didn't want that. She moved them back out to be with Ben. I will say one thing. How ridiculous is it that Mark Anthony, who was like this with A-Rod, and again, A-Rod did cheat, so I'm not saying J-Lo should have stayed with him, but it's really cold and almost narcissistic the way she decided to completely cut the girls out of her life that she had been like a second mother for like the last 3 or 4 years. That was really, really cold-blooded. Anyway, they're saying Mark Anthony is speaking out too and saying that J-Lo is getting what she deserves because you literally tried to make Ben your everything. And Mark don't care about that. He's already married. But why did you push me out of my kid's life and disrespect me on Father's Day and not even mention me and say that Ben was the best father to our kids? When at the end of the day, Ben's leaving her and he's not involved in the kids' stuff at all, it looks like. We see Jen popping up for Ben Affleck's kids, the graduations, the recitals, the plays. But where is Ben showing up for Max and Emmy? Where is Ben showing up for Jennifer Lopez's kids? She moved them across the world away from A-Rod and his daughters that they looked at as like sisters. And because J-Lo ghosted them, the kids weren't really allowed to be around there either, okay? Then you have the way you pulled the kids away from their father. Now, I don't know. Maybe Mark Anthony is not an involved father, but judging by the way his new wife was arguing that the kids should be mandated to see, it leads me to believe that he was an actual good father. Let's also not forget all these stories about A-Rod back then still wanting to get back together with J-Lo, but for her, it's over. Again, Mark Anthony and A-Rod are like laughing at Jen and really thinking this is her karma because she put her love story and her love for Ben and all the promises that he promised her ahead of everything, in my opinion, even ahead of what would have been best for her family, which is to stay in Miami. Though we know Ben was not doing this. Again, Ben's always looked at J-Lo as an option. But listen to this old story, because this is from April 28th of 2021, and it tells a lot of stuff. They're saying that they parted ways, but A-Rod is having a hard time letting go. Now, one of the reasons that J-Lo was publicly humiliating A-Rod back then about, oh, he just won't let me go, is because she was trying to let Ben know the coast is clear. You're a better father than Mark Anthony. And I don't even care about, so she was letting him know the coast was clear so he would come forward. Anyway, they're saying that since ending her engagement over long simmering trust issues, she's very strong and will continue to follow her heart. Of course, losing someone like J-Lo would never be easy, and the source said Alex seems to have a harder time letting go. He still wants to get back with J-Lo, but to her, the relationship is over. And again, I can't fault her. I would leave a man that was cheating on me too. If you cheated once, you're going to cheat again. I know people are like, no, give the person a second chance. And if you want to, that's fine. But for some people, it's like our suspicion, our anger, our like hurt feelings, they never go away. I would never fault anybody for not staying in a relationship with a cheater, especially a millionaire, superstar, wannabe singer, but good dancer.
While these statements remain unproven, they provide context for the ongoing speculation surrounding Diddy and others. Jennifer Lopez's personal life has also been under the microscope, with rumors of challenges in her relationship with Ben Affleck coinciding with these resurfaced allegations. Though these rumors remain unsubstantiated, they contribute to a growing narrative of how past connections may impact present relationships. As the entertainment world watches, questions linger.
Kissy and cute and lovey, and this year it's just, hey, Ben, you're handsome. You know what I mean? It's just,
and it was like a stock photo of the
it's
movie.
Clear the romance is gone, right? I mean, like, if you're going to be that sexy and sweet and fun and flirty only 12 months ago, and now 12 months later, your thing is our hero, you know? Like, I don't necessarily read into who he's hanging with more, right? Because you said him and Jem Garner have kids, and
they have like a good
and they're always seen at sporting events or events, right, with the kids and stuff. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. But to me, the Instagram post says it all. And again, where are we in this? Do we still think that they're trying to work this out?
No, we're being told that divorce is all but certain.
Right.
A little chance of reconciliation. And actually, we have a whole documentary on this that will kind of break everything down. You can watch it. It's called TMZ Investigates J-Lo and Ben. Missed Warning Signs on Hulu. And we actually posted a clip from the documentary today where I believe it's a psychologist said that, or a psychiatrist, said that J-Lo is addicted to love, which sounds like ridiculous, but is definitely a thing.
You could see it though, right? I mean, I guess the whole premise is that she never really has downtime in between relationships.
Right. She like,
one to another.
Exactly. She like clearly hops from one person to another. But it's not like, oh, you're dating a lot of people, which, yes, she's done. It's like she's on her,
Serious.
fourth marriage?
Right.
But at the same time, it's like she's J-Lo. Like, she has so many options. So maybe that's why she has so many love interests. Like, the everyday girl probably is not getting those opportunities.
Well, and it's tough too. Like when you're that famous, it's hard to find real love, right? I mean,
Yeah,
so
that
when,
too.
So when you find like A-Rod, who's in your position, you know what I mean, very very famous and struggles to find love, and Ben Affleck similar, right? Very very famous, and he can't meet a normie like us, or where it's like,
right.
How do they really love me? Whereas you meet somebody like J-Lo, and I know that she really loves me because we're in the same boat, right? I know she loves me for me, or she in theory loves me for me.
But also when you're dating a celebrity, they kind of have like this act that they put on in a way.
Sure.
So you don't know, are you dating like a real person, or are they just kind of like filling the role of like an actor, or kind of being fake or ingenuine? So there's like a lot of like funneling through that as well.
So where does she go from here now? I mean, it's clear, like it's over, right? Like it's a Father's Day post, and then him spending
They
time
do
with
have a
Jenna Garner.
prenup, so at least there's that.
Are we shocked, or what? How are we supposed to feel about this?
I know.
What I mean? Like,
I mean, in general, I think I'm sad because you always want to see like your old
Right.
love like come back in your life, and it
Right.
works out, and it's the fairy tale and all of that. But clearly, that's not.
How much of this speculation holds weight, and what impact could it have on the careers and reputations of those involved?
Alex Rodriguez. Now, Mark Anthony's people and Alex Rodriguez's people, or people that say they know them at least, have hinted that that's all cap. Jennifer would have worked things out with Alex Rodriguez if Ben hadn't inserted himself. Unbeknownst to Alex Rodriguez, while she was begging for another chance, she was talking on the side to Ben. Ben was writing her, wooing her with love letters and all that stuff. And that is the real reason why she called it quits, because Ben said, if you come with me, I'll marry you. And she said, bet, because she's wanted that for 20 years. But they said, so this is from the old article. She's been pretty miserable, and I didn't think it was in her best interest to stay with Alex, right? The source added that infidelity wasn't the cause of their breakup, but whether or not he cheated doesn't matter, because she won't tolerate fear in the air between them. Sounds good. But you got back with Ben, who was a notorious cheater and humiliated you and dumped you. Listen to this. After calling it quits, A-Rod and J-Lo decided to face the heartbreak head on and meet for dinner at a hotel in Bel Air, okay? It was the same one they had their first date. They were united to talk business and how to move forward in a friendly manner. Now, the thing is, A-Rod was trying to get back with her. They're saying that J-Lo put this article out there to let Ben know that she's not interested in A-Rod. And now this man, Ben, is calling you a fever dream and playing you and walking around without his stuff. The ex-couple is extremely business savvy and has joint business ventures and properties across the United States. Not to mention they even tried buying a baseball team together. Again, what did Ben ever give to J-Lo's life? I know A-Rod is sitting there eating popcorn, and Mark Anthony too, because again, A-Rod cultivated a group family with Mark Anthony. Jennifer and Alex are figuring things out, but they still remain friends. Now, assets aside, and this is the part where Alex is like, don't ever call me again, because what you did to my children, I will never forgive you for. They've also grown extremely close to each other's kids and will continue to make them main priorities. Jennifer has been such a big part of Alex's daughters' lives, and she will continue to be a big part. She loves his girls. Their split is trickier because of the kids. Also, Jennifer's kids attended school in Miami. So Miami is still going to be their home base. All before she knew that she was moving and destroying everything. Even the fact you ghosted the kids to ghost Alex, all because you wanted to what? Lay up under Ben Affleck, who literally treated you the same way he did in 2002. Not only does A-Rod live in Florida, but so does J-Lo's ex-husband, Mark Anthony, who at that point was a comforting presence. Jennifer and Mark have a great relationship. Having him around while she has to work abroad has been very comforting. So even when she was working abroad, Mark Anthony was the one parenting and being around those kids. Anyway, you guys, it's actually really sad what happened between J-Lo and Ben, but mostly because she let that man play him again. I 100% do. Let me know what you think in the comments if you believe these reports. I 100% do believe that Mark Anthony and A-Rod are thinking J-Lo is getting her comeuppance and her karma, as sad as it is. And yeah, I do believe the sources that Mark Anthony never forgave J-Lo for destroying the bonds between his children just so she could lay up under Ben. Or maybe not destroying, that's a little too...
Rumors continue to swirl in Hollywood as reports suggest certain recordings involving prominent figures are circulating. These tapes are rumored to include influential personalities, though no concrete evidence has surfaced to support these claims.
Somewhere, like our documentary says she's, a love hopper. Is there anybody that we think is in the hole right now?
That maybe
who's
she's
on
gonna
deck?
scoop up
I mean,
next?
if she hasn't been, I remember A-Rod did Ben was like months, right? If not weeks.
Yeah, it was like super quick.
Yeah,
maybe she goes back to A-Rod.
Ooh.
Maybe
No,
she...
he's kind of dating somebody right now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I mean, Mark Anthony's married, so she can't go there.
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, she likes plucking from the past,
Right.
so we gotta just go back in the history.
Yeah.
Moving on to another former relationship. Joe Alwyn is breaking his silence on the split with Taylor Swift. Remember, they were together for years. He called it a long, loving, and fully committed, that's a key word right there, keywords, relationship. So he's speaking out for the first time. We know that they broke up, and she was on tour at the time that the news got announced. And he said to the Sunday Times that he didn't really have time to fully take in the split because it was just a week after they had actually split that the news came out. But he said that his time with Taylor was long, loving, fully committed, which I don't know if you remember, there was some like cheating allegations.
On his end?
I believe so.
Okay.
And so saying fully committed is pretty interesting. And if you listen to her latest album, The Tortured Poets Department, she kind of hints that his depression is what led to their split. But look.
As opposed to cheating.
Right. So he said, in thinking on what I was going to say, I would think and hope that everyone and anyone can empathize. This isn't a direct answer to your question, but just thinking about what I want to talk about. I would hope that anyone and everyone can empathize and understand the difficulties that come with the end of a long, loving, fully committed relationship of over 6.5 years. So he's hoping people can relate and like sympathize with the breakup.
How were they not?
Oh, they were trashing him.
But only because of these nebulous allegations of cheating, right? Or what was the...
Yeah, and I think people were like, he didn't propose. Like, it's obviously something's wrong with him. Okay. Like, no, in no way was it going to be Taylor's fault for this relationship.
But that's the way it always ends with Taylor Swift's exes, correct? Like, they always take the beating, right?
Yeah, definitely. Exactly.
So it seems he's kind of like, please stop beating me up.
Yeah,
sometimes
totally.
relationships just end and
he's
it's
over
not
the
my fault.
Swiftie hate.
Right, I got you.
Yeah, and I think people are kind of trolling him too because she's obviously moved on with Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
He's this like hot football stud.
And she like shows him off, whereas
Yes.
Joe Alwyn thing was very, very private.
Very private.
Right.
We barely ever got photos of
Right.
him. Yeah, so if you remember, they broke up in April 2023 after 6 years of dating, around the same time that she kicked off her still ongoing Eras tour. And I love that song on her new album where it's basically like if you have a broken heart, like keep doing it with a broken heart.
Oh,
and
right.
do you know which song
I
I'm talking
yeah,
about? That one's so good because it's an interesting throwback because when the news broke, she was on tour. And the crowd is screaming more.
God, I see.
And here she's like doing it with a broken heart and still like crushing it, which I think is great advice to anybody going through a heartbreak. You just got to put all of your energy and effort to whatever is going to like be good for you in the long run.
So has he been linked with anybody since Taylor?
You know, there's been photos of him like out with some models.
Okay.
We got a video of him at the Cannes Film Festival where he was like talking with like four blonde girls, which
and we were
I
all
love.
talking about like, does he use the Taylor card to his advantage, right? I mean, that's
right.
Kind of
he doesn't need to.
He doesn't need to.
No.
What is his claim to fame prior to
He was
Taylor?
in movies.
Like an actor?
Yeah. Do you remember the movie he was with Emma Stone? Oh my gosh. It was like the lesbian one about
Literally a
Queen
famous
Anne.
No idea.
That actually got nominated for an Oscar. Did it win? I don't remember if it won or not, but
So your interpretation of this quote is what? It's just simply like it's 14 months now. Please leave me alone. Like, or is this like his attempt to stay relevant? I don't.
No, I don't think he wants to be relevant, right? No. Like if he did when he was with Taylor Swift, he would have pushed that
advantage of it. Yeah.
Totally, would put the foot on the gas for the publicity there, but he didn't.
I don't know. She seems infinitely more happy with Travis Kelce. Every time we see her and Travis together, it's
they look loving,
and it's been a while now, right?
You think it's like overkill?
No, I mean the season started in.
What's particularly notable is the silence from some of the individuals speculated to be involved. Figures like Jay-Z and LeBron James, who are usually vocal about social issues, have not addressed these rumors, leading to further speculation about their potential ties to the narrative. Adding intrigue are past comments from Kanye West, who spoke cryptically about the control certain figures wield in the industry.
It was that was about when we first saw them together, and now they're
Do you think they're going to get engaged?
I don't know. It's up to Travis, I think. Right?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Like Travis has a lot of life, and not that Taylor doesn't, but I mean, it's just like Travis, like he is going 100 miles an hour. Like Taylor, it's a lot of just, So I don't know. Next story here, I'm excited to talk about this. WNBA. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. They've been feuding since their days in college.
Are they actually feuding, or are they turning it up for the cameras?
That's what I was going to talk about. That it seems like now they're, at least on Angel's part, it seems like there's an active attempt to use this to her advantage, because this story I'm about to say is crazy. So you'll recall the Caitlin Clark plays for the Fever now. Angel Reese plays for the Sky now. A couple weeks ago, they played together for the first time, or played against each other for the first time, and there was big drama. Caitlin Clark got fouled. Angel Reese was seen clapping. It was a big deal. Well, they played again for the second time on Sunday, and in their contest, Angel Reese smacked Caitlin Clark in the head. It was
she was reaching for the ball.
It was a basketball-ish play, but she caught more head than ball. And they went to review, and they said, yes, that's a flagrant foul. It's an upgraded foul. It's not just your common foul. So she was hit with like a flagrant. I don't know how to put that in TMZ terms, but it's a more aggressive foul. Afterward, though,
okay, I saw the clip. In no way was that intentional. In basketball, you gotta reach up for the ball, and that's exactly what she was doing. The ball happened to be next to Caitlin Clark's head. So it wasn't like she was like getting her right in the head. She was clearly, her hand was open.
If you watch the replay, we actually got sent this in the tip line. If you watch the replay, the slow motion replay, you can kind of see her start. Oh, she's smacking her a bit, and then as she finished, itch. You know what I mean? You could kind of see it. So who knows? I mean, like you said, it's a basketball play. And you never want to, if somebody's going up to make a basket, you always make a hard foul so they don't get the and one, you know what I mean? So you always want to try to make sure the ball leaves and you don't. So I don't know whether it had anything to do with Caitlin or just the basketball aspect of it. But I will say after the game, Angel was talking with reporters about it. And here's where I think you start using the Caitlin Clark stuff. Like she was like, I'm sure we'll play this 100 times on Monday. And she said stuff like, Caitlin gets a special whistle, and just taking these digs at Caitlin. Like the referees, in so many words, the referees help her and not us, that kind of shit.
Okay.
She said some things like the refs impacted the game greatly tonight. That and it's just things like that I think where you get that narrative that she's using Caitlin to kind of step up on the platform. Because Caitlin was asked about it after the game, and Caitlin said it's just basketball. You know what I mean? So she could have said, I hate Angel, and it's the biggest rivalry ever. But the bottom line is these two are going to go at it for the next 10 years in WNBA.
Honestly,
and it's must-see TV every time they play.
It's making great headlines. This has been amazing for the WNBA.
Yes.
Like, everyone's talking. I can't even think of the last time we talked about an NBA game.
I know.
Edward, tell me when.
So look at this. So we had a shoot report, or a daily report of the numbers. And this story, I think, quintupled every other sports story yesterday. You know what I mean? It wasn't a huge day in sports. It was the U.S. Open and WNBA and a little bit of baseball. But still, I mean, it did numbers that are generally reserved for the LeBron Jameses, the Tiger Woodses, the Tom Brady stories. And so these two are just massive superstars now. And anytime, even it's just a hard foul. You know what I mean? It wasn't like she punched her in the throat and they had a brawl. And for that,
while these remarks were dismissed at the time, they are now being re-examined in the context of these unfolding stories. Among the speculated connections, Jennifer Lopez has found herself at the center of the discussion due to her history with Diddy. Though no allegations have been made against her, the timing of her reduced public appearances has prompted questions about her possible knowledge of these matters. The entertainment industry remains tight-lipped as these rumors continue to unfold, with insiders suggesting that this story could have far-reaching implications for Hollywood's power dynamics. Whether the claims are true or exaggerated, they highlight the complex web of relationships that underpin the industry.